Hi everyone, welcome to the Mama Elephant YouTube channel. This is Rena. I hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to share a couple of products in the June 15th release. First up is Hooray Wishes, and this is a super cute set that features lettering from Paula Esteron. And Angela from Mama Elephant illustrated this really cute group of kids. I really like how you can pair all of these different sentiments with the giant hooray sentiment. You can stamp out that large sentiment hooray, or you can use the Hooray Creative Cuts die here, which is a standalone die, but the other dies which cut out the group of kids and the little accessories are coordinating dies. So you can either stamp out the hooray or cut it out in your favorite paper. Here we have inside birthday messages. All of them are very sweet messages that you can stamp out on the inside of your birthday cards. And finally, we have quick stripes. These cut out different size strips that you can use to decorate the front of your card. I'm going to be using Copic markers today to color in this group of kids from the Hooray Wishes stamp set. Even though this is a small image, I kind of had to strategically figure out what colors I wanted to use, because whenever I color people images, I tend to use the same e-colors for skin and hair, and I didn't want any of my kids to have the same hair color and skin color at the same time. So I was kind of playing musical chairs with all of my different colors just to make sure that there was contrast between the hair and the skin. I did keep track of all the colors, and I do show that toward the end of the coloring. I wrote everything down. I do like saving some of the swatch things that I make to help me keep track of what colors that I use, just so I can use it next time. Like I think like sometimes when I color animals, sometimes I'll prefer like a certain combination for fur, so I'll save that, and I just have them in like little scraps of paper, and I have this random photo album with photo sleeves, and I'll just tuck in like my scraps with all of the different colors I like using into the little photo sleeves, so I can refer back to it later. I think sometimes picking the colors for me is half the battle. Also, some of my markers I desperately need refills for, so there's that. Okay, I think I was rambling when I colored in the little tongues. I believe the little tongues are R21, and then I colored in all of the rosy cheeks with R20, which is called Blush. I know, lots of coloring, but I did want to keep it in the video. I did select these blues, yellows, and oranges for the color theme of my card. I'm going to be making a graduation card, and I selected these colors for their outfits, and I want everything to match with my card. And since this is a small image, I'm not going to concern myself with blending and all that. I'm just going to make sure that I use oranges, yellows, and blues for the outfits, and that they're kind of spread evenly throughout the color, because I want it to match the front of my card. I wanted to pick super summery colors because all the times that I've graduated, it's, you know, when you graduate, it's in May or June, and it's in the summer, and it's super hot. So I kind of wanted this like beachy color scheme of orange, yellow, and blue, and I really like all of those colors together. I know we're coming toward the end. I think the first time you color this, it's a lot, but I also colored another image off camera, and it went super fast. Here are the marker colors that I used. The top is the hair color, and then the bottom is the skin tone color. So let's talk about quick stripes. There's 4 different dies here, and they cut out strips of paper, and you can use the strips of paper to decorate the front of your card either horizontally or vertically. I've pre-cut some colored paper. This is Michael's 65-pound paper. It's a giant rainbow pack in all of the different beach colors that I selected for my card. You don't have to use colored paper. You can always ink blend on some paper and die cut that. I wanted to keep everything as thin as possible, so I did use the 65-pound paper, and I'm using some regular copy paper here. And you can adhere your strips using glue, a tape runner. I'm using these adhesive sheets from Scrapbook Adhesives. I'll put the link down below. I get it from Amazon. It's 25 12 by 12 like double-sided adhesive, so you can make a sticker essentially. So I have my copy paper and I'm using this, but you can definitely use regular glue. You can definitely use your tape runner. I just decided to use this because I do have it in my stash. So I'm taking my copy paper, I'm putting my adhesive on it, and I'm peeling it, and then everything there is adhesive now. And I'm just taking my strips, and you can lay down your strips any way you want. I'm doing it random. Random is really hard for me because I want, like, sometimes I want like a sense of order, but I just decided to do random, and it came out fine. So I'm just using the same order of colors. I'm doing the lightest yellow, medium yellow, dark yellow, and then the same with the blues, like light, medium, dark, and then I'm repeating it. But then I'm using like different size strips just to give it a little bit of interest. But you can definitely do whatever design you want. I kind of want to do a black and white one, or you could do like a candy cane kind of color with like white and red, or like a halftone kind of design with the thinner strips, and then you go to the medium and the large to create a design that way. But I'm just having fun here. I kind of wanted to just lay it down and have fun and not think about it. And I'm just, my order is the color order, but I'm not worried about what size strip I'm using. I did cut out all of my strips in all 4 sizes, just so I would have, you know, variety to choose from. The reason why I wanted to keep everything thin was because I wanted to die cut this with the Mama Elephant basic rectangles. So I'm kind of looking at my finished sheet, and this was the first one that I made. So I'm kind of looking at it to see what kind of design I want to cut out. You can definitely use your paper trimmer to cut out an A2 size card or whatever size card you like. I wanted to die cut it. Just so I could have the stitching on the sides. So I'm kind of looking at it. I'm kind of deciding, do I want it on the diagonal? It's a little bit more forgiving if you do it on the diagonal, or if I want it kind of straight across, or if I want to do it landscape or portrait. So I think I decided I wanted it portrait diagonal. And that's what it ended up looking like. So once again, I tried to keep everything thin using copy paper and also 65-pound strips. And I did use a Gemini Junior when I die cut that. I had a lot of strips left, so I did cut out more strips to round out rainbow colors. So I did cut out a green, a purple, and a coral color. And I'm cutting out 2 card fronts from this piece here. I just wanted to maximize that whole piece. So I'm cutting out 2, and I'm going to cut it straight, not on the diagonal. I cut it out with the basic rectangles Mama Elephant set and the A2 size, and I'm using the Hooray Wishes Creative Cuts, that Hooray standalone die that comes in the set, and I'm cutting out Hooray from that striped card panel. So here I'm carefully removing the inside pieces and also the Hooray word. So I'm being extra careful because I don't want anything to rip, and I don't want to lose any of those inside pieces. Those inside pieces are super small, but you need them when you're doing the inlay, because I'm going to inlay the word hooray in white, and then I'm going to fill in the inside pieces. So now that I've taken it out, I'm putting glue, a tape runner onto my card front, so when I lay down my inlay it will stick. So you want to make sure that there's lots of tape behind where you're going to inlay, and I did use a tape runner. So there you see hooray. I've cut it out in white. because we've removed the striped hooray, and then I'm putting it in, and I love inserting it in because it's just like a puzzle. It should fit perfectly, and you can see there it looks funny without the inside of the letters. So after I insert my hooray, I'm going to carefully put all of the letters that I saved off to the side on the inside. So I'm taking all of the pieces that I saved off to the side, and then I'm inserting them into all of the letters. Some of the pieces are quite small, so be very careful. Make sure your desk is clean so you can find everything. I wanted to create some contrast on the card, so I have some black cardstock here, and I'm going to stamp out some of the sentiments from the Hooray Wishes stamp set. I'm going to white heat emboss that. So I'm going to make quite a few of them because I want to use them on all 3 of the cards that I'm making. So I'm just going to place them. I've used my anti-static tool. I think I used a lot of it because it was hard to remove afterwards, but I did use anti-static tool, powder tool, and then I'm going to stamp it out in Versamark ink, that clear ink, and then I'm going to take that and put some white detail embossing powder. I believe this is just from Michael's, the Recollections brand, and it's the detail white. And then I'm going to remove the excess and then use a heat tool to melt the embossing powder. I did take a sort of damp cloth, not too damp, to wipe off the excess powder off of my cardstock. Okay, let's put these cards together. So I have my inlay Hooray, and I'm just adding 3 little sentiments for this birthday card. Hip hip, hooray, it's your big day. Today we celebrate you. The next one is my graduation card. This is the image that we colored. I'm just going to glue it to the front. I loved how the stripe panel turned out. I'm using my T-square ruler to adhere it to make sure that it's straight. I always forget I have that thing, but it comes in super handy. The set comes with a graduation cap, which I've stamped out 6 times, and each individual will have a graduation cap. So cute. And then I'm going to have congrats to the grad. That's what the sentiment strips that we created earlier. For the third card, I'm not going to inlay the hooray. I'm going to just adhere it straight on. First, I'm going to do my image here. I colored that one off camera. I did that in rainbow color. My tweezers were not working, so I just used my hand to hold the thing. And when I pressed down, glue oozed everywhere, but no fear, I used the Designer Dries Clear, and I'm like, okay, I hope it dries clear, and it did. And even though I ooze, don't touch it, just let it dry, and then it'll be fine. I wanted to add stars, so these stars are from the Skyburster set. I love these stars because they're kind of fat, and then I sprinkled them, you know, all around to create some like dimension or interest within the stripes. I also did that with the graduation card. I love the graduation card so much. I love the colors. It totally reminds me of summer. These stripe cards were fun to make, and remember, you don't have to cover a whole panel with the stripes. You can do whatever design you want to do. I just wanted to cover the whole panel because it was kind of fun creating it. Here, I'm going to use the Inside Birthday Messages stamp set, new for June, and I'm just stamping the inside of my birthday cards with 2 sentiments that I really liked, and I just love it. Oh, here's a helpful hint. Don't close your card right away after you stamp it. Just make sure your ink is dry so you don't transfer that ink to the other side of the card. I love these sentiments. I love all the different sayings. I think it's really nice that it's an option to stamp on the inside of your birthday cards. Here's a look at the completed cards. I hope you join me tomorrow. We're going to play with a fun new agenda set. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have an awesome day and happy crafting. Bye guys. See you tomorrow.